is a program that Elon Musk is running to insert a microchip into the brain to give people that are paraplegics use of their limbs again. They've been running human trials and it's been working.
Hey, Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day, y'all. We're back with another one. I made sure for your guys' Friday night to be sure to make an hour-long banger for you guys. So I ain't gonna do too much talking, y'all. I'm already asking enough for an hour of your time. So let's do what we all came here for. Let's get into the video. Sit back, relax, hit that thumbs up, and enjoy the show.
Trees. Here's Devil's Tower. I think this big ass rock fell down and broke all the trees. Maybe?
It happened at the Vatican. I saw it. We were supposed to meet with the Pope, and I went and I met with several cardinals, I think the good cardinals, and I saw stuff that I had never seen before. That night, we were with, I don't even remember who they were, but they were the most Christ-like, cardinals and preachers or whatever they were. You could tell everybody's guard in that group, everybody's guard was up. And all of a sudden, and I'm not kidding you, the room dropped 10 degrees. And I happened to be looking at the door way across this huge room. And here comes this guy. So he was the main guy that, you had to get by if you were going to get to the Pope. And I said, holy cow, who is that guy? And the whole group of really nice guys turned around and looked at him. And one of them turned back and went, oh, you can feel that? And I said, oh, yeah. And they were like, oh, good sense on you. Oh, no, he's leading the opposition. So he's the guy, I think, that was helping thwart Benedict. But it's exactly what we saw in 2016. It's what we're now seeing in the EU, where the people with power are just taking people out.
Wow. He said, I'll take this.
Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, 10% of all vegetarian products appear to contain meat. Clear Food says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National. Human DNA.
10% of vegetarian meat has meat.
Did we shift timelines? Because what is that? Apparently that's a dolphin called a northern right whale dolphin, and we've been documenting them since the 1700s. There's no dorsal fin. Kind of looks like a mole or a slug. A bunch of flying slugs. They kind of look like orcas, which I'm obsessed with, so why have I never heard of this? Apparently they have a rough patch on top of their head that acts like a fingerprint, too. I like it.
I told you guys that you were eating bugs. These are cockroaches with bigger claws. That's it. We are not supposed to, as Black Americans, to be eating this food. This is why we gotta go back to Black Americans in leadership, because these people will literally feed you this mess.
Well, I mean, they feed it to everybody.
Get by to feed you this, and you guys brag about oil bags of bugs that eat doo-doo and decaying flesh.
So apparently,
it really is, if you think about it, It really is the bugs of oceans, of lakes. What is it? Crawdads, crawfish, shrimp, lobster. You know, those are all bottom feeders, which are bugs of water, right?
The Mahdi is here. He's on earth. He has revealed himself. And apparently this Mahdi is making his way to Africa to proclaim who he is and what he's doing and what is to come. There's a video surfacing on, I've seen it on TikTok several different times already, about the Mahdi, who is essentially like the Islamic savior or the Islamic Messiah that they have been waiting on for quite some time and is prophesied to come. Now, we as Christians know that that person will probably be the Antichrist. The Jews will look at him as the Messiah, although the Messiah has already came. Jesus already came 2,000 years ago. They did not receive him, but they will receive this man who will be the Superman of the world. And I truly believe that the world is so connected today, and it's only connected because by the time of the end, everything has to align with one another. Remember, 50 years ago, 20 years ago, it felt like every single country had their own thing going on. Everybody was doing it. But now every single place in the world, it seems like the world is one big country. Remember, everything has to come together in order for this one world leader to come onto the world stage. And apparently, he is here. He has already made his way throughout the Middle East. And I remember reading articles last year saying that the Mahdi has revealed himself, and they're keeping it as a secret until he is ready to be shown and revealed. And so this is very strange. I'm not sure how true this is, but I have been seeing many videos about the Mahdi being here, the Imam Mahdi being here. And if it is so, then we are in for a rude awakening, especially when you factor in the Pope's prophecy.
There is a video that's gone viral on X, and it's these identical twins in Australia who are literally speaking in sync at the same time. Rob, I don't know if you have.
You know what it is? So they're identical, Pat. They witnessed an armed carjacking in Queensland, Australia, and the twins.
This is real. This isn't fake,
guys. This is not fake. I looked it up. Trust me. I not only looked it up, I googled it and I ChatGPT'd it. Bridget Powers and Paula Powers explain how their mom came face to face with a carjacker. If this doesn't make you laugh and make your day, I don't know what can.
Let's see this, Rob.
Let's see.
Witnesses are recounting some of the drama that unfolded on the Sunshine Coast this afternoon. Two sisters have told how their mother and man raced to help when the carjacked SUV rolled on Steve Irwin Way, only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck. Here's some of what they had to say.
And one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!" And our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, "It's real. I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help." And I'm distracting him to make him look the other way.
Like
and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were.
She almost went off cue there.
Close to him.
This reminds me of the clip they play of the mainstream media where they're all saying the same thing in unison. You know, information you see on the internet is not exactly entitled to belief.
I will pay to bring them here, and you interview both of them at the same time.
Well, from a parenting perspective, this is a miracle because I think as Pat, myself, anybody that has multiple children, getting the same story from two children at the same time is rare.
You know what, Tom? Maybe there's something there.
Like if that was
maybe there's something there.
If that was me and my brother, I'd be like, "Yo, can you shut up for 2
For
seconds
real?
and let me
Be like,
finish?"
"Hey,
maybe there's
trying to do
something
an interview.
there. Maybe there's something
so
there.
freaking funny,
Yeah.
man.
So this picture right here, what does that look like?
Bitcoin logo.
This logo right here was from a game called Space Quest. Came out in 1991. Here's where it gets spooky. So that game came out in 1991.
Okay.
On the development team, Hal Finney himself was on the team.
Explain who Hal Finney is.
Who is Hal Finney? Hal Finney is the first person to receive a Bitcoin transaction on the blockchain ledger. The very first person. If he is Satoshi Nakamoto has 1.1 million Bitcoin. So, in the future, if Bitcoin hits $1 million, that makes him the first trillionaire on Earth. It did research. When he received that first transaction on the Bitcoin ledger, they mapped his IP address to Satoshi Nakamoto's address. He was only a couple of miles from that address. So you live down the street from Satoshi?
Nah, that was his other crib. He was just, right? He just walked up the street to the crib.
That's what I'm saying. Are we not in a slave system right now with the monetary system? Think about it. What's on the back of your dollar? There's an eye on top of a pyramid. That's not suspicious to anybody? And it says, e pluribus unum, which says, from one comes many.
Sounds like a cult.
That sounds like a cult. Are we not in the mark of the beast system right now?
We've been in the mark of the beast.
I think cryptocurrency is the exact opposite. I think it's to free us. It's decentralized. You become your own bank. You don't have to adhere to the system we're in now. Completely circumvents the Fed, circumvents, IRS and everything else. Trump just passed a bill, the first crypto bill, to where the IRS was going after DeFi platforms and everything else, to where, because he has a DeFi platform. So of course he's going to sign into law, breaking that chain to where going after DeFi platforms and everything else. He just signed that first crypto bill. That's the first one. Hal Finney himself. He's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Love Scottsdale.
And he's frozen.
Hold on.
He's frozen right now. He's frozen.
Nah.
In cryogenic stasis or cryogenic form.
When I went to Russia, I could eat their wheat and I drank dairy products, no problem.
I hear that all the time from people going to Italy being like, I'm gluten intolerant here, but in Italy I'm not, or I can drink dairy there. How does that make sense at all if it's not the type of cow?
Yeah, industrialized farming techniques here in the U.S. are pretty damning on our health. And plus, we utilize chemicals and compounds and processes that Europe bans, right? I don't know if you've ever seen Food Babe's posts on Instagram. Yeah, where she will compare the ingredients of Skittles or Frito-Lays or Doritos in Europe compared to US. And granted, they're still crap, but they're cleaner crap in Europe than they are here.
Bro, I don't think it's as much as the animals, being treated, how they're being treated. I mean, that has a percentage to do with it, in my opinion. I think it's more of the junk, the poisons, the things you can't pronounce that they put in the foods that they don't put in other countries is what affects our gluten or whatever.
Vance conspiracy.
This is crazy.
Getting out of hand. So on April the 14th, JD Vance attempts to lift the college football national championship trophy. It dies. On April the 20th, JD Vance meets the Pope for the first time ever. The following morning, the Pope dies. On April the 21st, JD Vance visits India for the first time ever. And the very next day, there's the deadliest terror attacks in years. And now Pakistan and India are on the brink of war. And then, just yesterday, JD Vance visited Germany and served beer to their troops. Oh, Lord, please. Let the streak end here.
Oh my God, it's a Janet flight. It's a Janet flight. Babe, you're not gonna care, but that's an Area 51 flight right there. Yeah. It's a Janet flight. No tail number, red stripe. What's on it? Those people are flying to and from Groom Lake. It's a Janet flight.
All right, guys, so things got a little bit more spicy. So Matt Barnes is claiming that Shaq is offering top dollar for any dirt on Shannon Sharpe. You heard me right. There's a group chat that Matt Barnes claimed that he's a part of that Shaq says in that group chat, any dirt you have on Shannon, give it to me. I'm paying top dollar. And he says to keep it on hush. Something happened a while back where I don't know what happened between Shaq and Shannon Sharpe, but something happened a while back where Shaq does not like Shannon at all. At all. And he's paying top dollar to get any dirt on Shannon. So it rings the question, did Shaq help get this information out about Shannon Sharpe? Shannon Sharpe, because all of a sudden now, all this information is coming out, all these leaks are coming out, and supposedly a tape's going to be coming out soon. But I didn't know that Shaq and Shannon had beef like that. I didn't really look into it, to tell you the truth, till Matt Barnes said what he said. But that's crazy information. That's true. That's crazy. And Shaq is that kind of dude, man. He got money to throw around, and he might be the one putting that information out there, man. What you guys think about it?
I mean, it seems like he's at that level where they're like testing him, kind of like, do you want to get down with us? We let you get to this level. This wasn't you. This was us. The algorithm, we fed this out. Do you want to go to that next level? Or you're done. Like, that's kind of what it seems like. Because we've seen this over and over and over. Like, people that get to this certain level, something like that happens and they end up going crazy, right? The stress that the powers that be put them through, like, that's a lot to go through. It's either going to break them or he's going to be like, all right, I bow down. Whatever you guys say, I'll do it, right? That's what it kind of seems like, what's going on with him.
Business with cash money. I think I'd be getting a bad rap too, right? Because niggas don't really know how it go, right? Right. I'm going to sum it up like this. Just say Drew Brees, right? Right. He got $100 million contracts. Right. Probably made $500 million drew out his contract. Then you got Kamari, you got number 13, you got 52 niggas on one football team. Right. And you got to pay the superstars on both sides of the balls and the catchers and the coaches, and you got all the staff. You got one nigga hustling with all them. That's what I was, the owner in the box. Right. But I also played on the field sometimes. Right. But then I got off the field and stayed in the box. Right. So if I'm hustling with all you niggas, I'm supposed to make more than all you niggas. I'm the owner. I'm the fucking owner of the team. I'm gonna make more than all you niggas. See, that's where the envy and the hate come in. There it is. I've been doing this as a young nigga. I was 15, 16 years old with the hot boys making 100. By the time I was motherfucking 20 years old, I had 75 million, almost 100 million.
Look at this. This is like anti-drone, not anti-aircraft no more. Now they're using anti-drone. Look at that thing. That's on the hip. It's like Star Wars. At the Vatican for the Pope situation. Technology,
and then
we
even
had no
like
clue about.
you know, just being in the industry, it's clear when people are or aren't fucking with you.
Yeah.
So it's like when they are fucking with you, you're at every party, you're at every show, you're at every this, and then when they're not fucking with you, you're calling and you're like, hey, this party's coming up, and they're like, I know, but you don't have an invite this year. You're like, damn, they really ain't fucking with me. And I didn't do nothing. I didn't change.
No.
I just maybe didn't put up the numbers that they wanted me to, or they just got more people that they're in line to do things for. So it's like fighting for that position.
Here's something else that's interesting. We're here in Hong Kong. We did the one in Korea already. And here again, you can see solid glass doors all the way down. This is something that every country needs in case you have people pushing people into the rails, like especially drunk people or whatever issues. But with these glass doors, you have the extra protection. So that people don't just end up in the railway or whatever. So this is pretty much it. This is the Hong Kong Metro, or the Hong Kong subway.
This was just posted to United Airlines' Instagram page, and no, it's not April 1st anymore. Now, you may immediately think Boeing 797 because a while back, fake renderings of that plane were posted all over social media, and they looked similar to this. But no, the caption says this is a design by Jet Zero, a company that's building a blended wing body aircraft that's roughly 45% more fuel efficient than current planes, and United has entered a purchase agreement for around 200 of them. I'll be first in line to buy a ticket.
How do you feel about
Like, it's going to be 45% less fuel, but a ticket is going to be 45% more to fly on the new plane. Even though they're going to be saving money, they're still going to upcharge the heck out of that.
Snow White thing and not hiring LPs to do the job? Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Wait,
I
can I
hear
ask
it.
this? Was somebody else cast for this job?
It's even worse. It's more egregious.
CGI.
aren't those good-looking little people.
And what was the reason for that? Peter Dinklage was on the Mark Maron podcast. Dinklage kind of went like, oh, I hope they're not doing the dwarf thing again.
Fucking backwards story of 7 dwarves living in a cave.
And I'm sitting here going like, well, some of us would like to deal with that.
Yeah.
Dink.
For work.
Yeah. There's not that many roles. Like, he's been amazingly successful, and he's in the most offensive movie ever made about dwarves.
Don't you patronize me.
Tiptoes.
Tiptoes. We've covered Tiptoes.
He is in this movie.
So right now, like, the Illuminati is falling. Like, right now, Hood is dying. And it's really clear to see, like, we've got Diddy, but we've got, Epstein, Weinstein, like all of this sort of corruption is coming to light. And, I think I mentioned this before, but influencers are sort of taking the space now of celebrities, and the Illuminati can't recruit new members anymore.
Yeah.
So this is a really good thing that we're seeing. But I think a lot of people who are fangirls for these celebrities are going to be really disappointed to realize who their, crushes and whatever idols are.
Yeah. So you think the members will start getting exposed?
I think so. I mean, ideally, I would love to see, a big A-list celebrity shapeshift in front of a million people.
That'd be nuts.
That would be full disclosure, like in an instant of what they've been doing this whole time. So for me, like that's the hope I'm holding. But yeah. I think that we're going to get kind of more of a slower rollout like we've seen.
Yeah.
Well, my wife had to go back to work after our second kid, which sucks. And now we're coming up on finding daycare. So went and toured this one that we loved. A little bit of unfortunate news. When she told me the price over the phone, I thought, wow, that is fucking crazy. But if we absolutely had to make it work and it's the right place, we'll check it out. Well, the bad news is I thought that was for both our kids, but since we have a 3-year-old, yeah, that'd be $2,025 a month for him, and for our infant, just tack on another $2,470. $4,400 a month for our children to be in daycare. Go fuck yourselves, America.
Where's this money going? Like, that's just one little family with 2 kids. That's $4,000 a month, right? 44, 48. That's 48,000 a year. Now, how many kids are in that class? How many kids are in that school? Where's this money going? Who's getting it? The teachers, we already know, don't get paid crap as much as they should. The school is probably, not the nicest. I'm only guessing that. But where's this money going? Where is it going? I was just talking to Mama Bear yesterday about they're giving out $5,000 for every kid. They're talking about it like, we pay a lot of money in taxes. We were driving down the freeway. We pay a lot of money in taxes. We should have the most luxury country ever, right? Subways. People should be proud to go do public transportation, right? Pay, what is it? I don't know. Let's just say $50 for a month for unlimited public transportation to go to work. Nobody likes doing that. People that do that are, low income, but we should be wanting to do that, but it's just filthy, right? Driving in the city bus is just filthy and dangerous. And how much taxes we should pay? We should be thriving. But where's this money going to? To these politicians, y'all. To these politicians. That's where the money's going to. They're the ones buying the mansions. They're still homeless. There's still drugs. There's still, trash all over the streets. Somebody's getting that money, y'all. Someone's getting that money at those daycares, and it ain't the teachers who should be getting some of that.
Is absolutely for not checking Kevin Gates. And I don't want to hear that it's a playoff game or nothing, because I'd said it from before. Why are you addressing a goddamn man who claimed he started a car battery with his bare hands? That's the nigga you're arguing with. You know what I said? So because he's in the NBA, he can't address somebody for his girl? Well, it's pussy shit. If you step up to Stephen A. Smith and you popping that shit with your Lakers jersey on, and then Kevin Gates show up to your game, courtside, shirt off, with all his chains on, and he's sitting there with his legs crossed, looking for an issue, and you ain't call a timeout saying, let me go check this real quick. Yo, that nigga showed up to the crypto arena after he said LeBron James' wife looked like Lamar Odom, nigga. Basically saying, shorty need to get right. She don't know how to act around a real nigga, which is way more disrespectful than anything Stephen A. Smith done said about his son. And look how this nigga was comfortable. He showed up early. I think he showed up before LeBron even showed up to shoot a shot.
He did show up early.
Like 4 or 5 hours before. Comfortable, nigga. Comfortable.
Yeah,
LeBron, you should have checked that man. You, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, y'all should have checked him. Yo, that nigga came there with the energy for you to try to check him. The nigga came with a button up with no undershirt. Mad chains on. He was begging for you to do something. Now you focus on the playoffs. If Stephen A. Smith was there, you not focused no more. But the nigga who disrespected your wife that you posted on the gram, you ran and was diving for loose balls, and not one time did you grab yours and went over there and said, nigga, the next time you try to post or talk about Savannah, I'm slapping you, nigga. Your Fruit Jams in the chat. What up?
Neuralink is a program that Elon Musk is running to insert a microchip into the brain to give people that are paraplegics use of their limbs again. They've been running human trials and it's been working. Now, they took 2 AI devices and set them next to each other and had them speak to each other. Once both devices realized they were speaking to another AI, they start speaking in code to each other. What happens if people with a brain implant, someone uploads an AI program into that brain implant? What happens then? The AI is going to take over that person, and we won't even know who's a human and who's a computer anymore. This is why they're trying to pass legislation to limit the use of AI, just like they did for cloning, because human cloning is illegal in international law. Why would they have laws against human cloning if it's not possible? What's the difference between cloning a human and cloning a dog? Cloning a dog is legal. Things you got to think about.
You should look into this thing called Fog Reveal Access Service. Your local police department can buy your tracked information from Fog Data Service, and they buy it from Facebook, TikTok, Google, whoever. So Facebook is out there with the huge infrastructure tracking people. They sell it to somebody like Fog Data Science, and then Fog Data Science finds somebody like your local police department that want to know something about you. The craziest thing is all this can be done without a warrant. And so Fog Data Science is basically Facebook's middleman. Because Facebook can't sell this directly to your police department. That'd be obvious. Let's say the government wants to know these protesters that are out here protesting against a certain type of government regime. All they have to do is go to Fog Data Science and buy the data of anybody who goes to this protest. And so this would actually stop encouraging people's First Amendment right, because everybody's not going to be scared. They're going to be harassed by the police, because now the police can identify anybody who went to the protest.
We're walking by the Ursuline Coven. They say that there's vampires that live up there, right up there. I don't know.
There are vampires, and I'm gonna go find one.
You're gonna go find one? You're gonna go find Klaus?
Yes, I am.
Or Elijah? Which one? Or Lestat? Or Bill?
Klaus.
Klaus? Klaus? What about Eric from True Blood?
I wish we could go in.
I wish we can go in too.
Let's go get a blood bag instead from Vampire Cafe.
You want to go to the Vampire Cafe?
Yes.
All right.
Give out a money ritual. I know all y'all need money. For some people already know this ritual. A simple ritual, the Legba ritual. You go to a crossroad on a Monday. 4 corners, what a crossroad is, 4 corners. You take 4 pennies, you put on each corner. Right? Put on each corner. Then you ask a Legba for what? Financial lead, a financial gain. And it takes about a week, but you will get that money. You understand what I'm saying? That's only in Dire Straits, but that's what you do. You go to that crossroad and put 4 pennies. And remember, it's the God of Legba.
Do you think I should not eat this?
Yeah.
Or is this normal when making a burger? Or should I just throw it away, or is it okay?
See, I got a lot of backlash on my glove comment yesterday. This is what I meant, y'all. People will rip that up with their hands, nasty meat or fish that's rotting with worms coming out, and they're over there with their hands ripping it up. That's where I said I wear gloves. I don't wear gloves when I'm eating a steak. I wear gloves when I'm putting a raw steak onto the grill or cutting raw chicken. Then I wear gloves, y'all. Come on now. Think.
Okay. Let me know in the comments, please. Someone let me know.
It's littered with frozen bodies. There's bodies everywhere up there. Dozens of them. You saw them? Oh yeah, they're on the route. But the crazy thing is that the ravens fly up to the summit ridge up there. So all the bodies that are up there that don't have like their goggles still intact, the ravens peck out their eyeballs. So there's just these frozen bodies down there, like frozen in time with no eyes. It's the creepiest thing. And 99% of those bodies that are up there, they'll need the summit.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why you turned around.
Because they got summit fever. They didn't realize that the summit's only halfway. You got to get down. And when you're coming down, if you got nothing left in the tank, if you gave up everything to get to that summit, now you're coming down, like you can get in trouble real quick at that altitude.
Got it.
So human body is not made to survive at that altitude. If I were to take you right now in a helicopter and drop you off on the summit of Everest, said hang out here, we'll be back in an hour, you'd be dead by the time I got back.
So the light flashes where to take it out. I mean, easy money. But for 10 hours? That's warehouse work now, y'all? I didn't have that when I worked in a warehouse. I had to push the damn carts myself and look through. That's warehouse work now, and they're complaining. AC. I used to work in a swamp cooler at UPS on 35th Avenue in Thomas. Middle of summer in Arizona, monsoon day, muggy, sweating. Now look at them, headphones. I couldn't do that though, man. I'd be boring as hell. That day would drag.
So why do these politicians keep going back to El Salvador for this Garcia fella? You know, if any more politicians decide to go there, then I have suspicions about Garcia. And those suspicions tie into the traffic stop in Tennessee in 2022, when he, along with 7 other people, were in that vehicle. The main question here is, what does Garcia know? Does he know something about the U.S. government that all these politicians coming to rescue him, they pretty much don't want him talking? I find it very odd and suspicious that we have members of Congress, we've had a U.S. senator, and I don't know how many more are going to try to go over there and either talk to him, if not try to get him out. We already know he's not going to get out. Between Trump and the president of El Salvador, that's just not going to happen. I don't care what that Maryland court says. I don't care what certain circuit says. It doesn't matter. But that young man knows something. And it's a dirty little secret that, if I didn't know any better, I don't think these people want getting out. Let me know in the comments what you think. I find it very suspicious that all these people are going to El Salvador and want to talk to him all of a sudden, or quote unquote make an effort to get him out. It makes me wonder why.
It's political. It's political. That's it. They want to get them out so they can put a check on their vote list, right? We got them out. We care for the people. We want your votes. We earned your votes. That's it. Don't know nothing. Dude, don't know nothing, right? They just want that political gain. We freed a free man that deserved to be free. We freed him. The Democrats did it, right? It's all political, y'all. It's annoying. It's easy to see, but as you can see from that post before, people are still asleep to all that, y'all. Still asleep.
I used to work in a morgue for 10 years, and the weirdest, scariest thing I ever saw was this one cadaver, as we call them. a body, basically. It was my job to clean them up and make their faces clean the blood off, make them look presentable for their families to identify them. If there's been a major trauma. And this one cadaver, I noticed her eye was twitching, so I lifted the lid, and there was a fucking maggot in there. A live maggot, so obviously you can't have that. So I got the tweezers, tried to get in there, but the maggot was trying to embed itself further in. Her eye was doing that, and the maggot was trying to embed itself under the eye. So I had to go and get it, and I was literally an inch away from this lady's face, like that, trying to get this fucking maggot. All of a sudden, her mouth slowly opened like this.
Fuck that.
As wide as it can go, like that. And I was like, what the fuck? And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she went, and I'm not kidding you, I fucking legged it out of that room. I never knew a noise like that could come from another human being, especially a fucking dead one. Legged it out, got my superior, came back, and she was normal again. The maggot was still there. We had to get the maggot out, but that's quite normal actually. But her mouth was closed and she was just lying there. My boss wouldn't believe me. She sent me home. Thought I was fucking drunk or on drugs. Never went back. Never went back to work. I worked there 10 years.
Still looks traumatized from it.
And I've spoken to people. I've spoken to doctors since then, and none of them believe me. They say you must have seen something else, because that is physically, biologically impossible. A dead body cannot do that. But I know exactly what I saw. It fucking haunts my dreams. I have nightmares about it. It's something that I can't ever unsee.
See this lady here?
That's crazy.
Her name's Hannah Rothschild, and she's going to tell us exactly what it's like being a Rothschild.
Rothschild. Well, of course, I'm the wrong person to ask, because I was born a Rothschild and I'm still a Rothschild, so I don't know what it's like to be anyone else. So,
Don't be so modest, Hannah. Tell us the truth. We can handle it.
where the name has a kind of pulling power, and the name sometimes gets a second take. And when I was younger, I found that very off-putting, because I didn't feel that I lived up to this extraordinary reputation. I didn't live up to the magnificence. I didn't feel I was particularly good at anything. So I think it took me to get older and to establish my own career then to see it actually as quite an honour, really, to be part of this extraordinary tradition.
Oh, yeah. Poor you. Anyway, let's see what Jacob Rothschild has to say about the Rothschild family.
Furthermore, the systematic and frequent intermarriages resulted in works of art arriving through inheritance rather than departing.
Excuse me, what? Did you just say what I think you just said?
And Baron James, who was head of the Paris brothels and the youngest of the 5 sons of our actual Rothschild, gave an astonishingly uninhibited description of the 19th century Rothschild policy of keeping it in the family. I quote you from what he wrote, make you smile.
Baron James said keeping it in the what?
In our family, we've always tried to keep love in the family. In this sense, it was more or less understood since childhood that children would never think of marrying outside the family, since our fortune would never leave it.
I was wrong. I can't handle it at all. I can't handle any of it. What do you guys think about all this? And don't forget, it's just for entertainment purposes only. Obviously TikTok.
So the FDA decided to ban food dyes, and there's already people on here complaining. And I just want to make this painfully aware to everyone that this is not a political post by any means. I don't give a shit what side you're on. Just throwing that out there.
Exactly.
How is that a bad thing? Somebody please tell me how that is a bad thing. How are people actively making this a negative? We're 20 years behind, brother. Every other country with half a brain has already done what the U.S. just did today. And people are seriously complaining. It's a good thing. For all of us. Some regulation on your food is a good thing. Trust me, they're not that different. I had Fruit Loops in Italy this summer, and let me tell you something. They were even better than the American version. God, it's like some of you want to be sick the rest of your life.
Let's talk about like it's so political, y'all. It's so like it's ridiculous. Like just because Trump did that, now they're all saying it's terrible, and then things that Biden does, he can do no right, and it's just We are so divided, and it's so annoying that I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it. Whether you're right or wrong, there's things that are right, there are things that are wrong. I don't care. I don't know. I guess I'm in the middle. I don't pick sides. I'm not, I ride or die over here. If you think other than me, then you're evil and you're not a good person, right? I'm an open thinker. I take both sides, make my decision, and I think that's how it should be. But they don't want it to be like that. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments about what I'm saying right now. But that's exactly what they want, y'all. That's what they want.
For a minute. Dubai is the king. All the scammers are sitting. Really? Here's what you got in Dubai. You have the real people that are in Abu Dhabi. Dubai is very similar to LA and Vegas. This is what I call it. It's like Vegas, but like an LA type of a community. Dubai loves it when you make money from anywhere you are and bring it into Dubai. They love it. You're talking about a kingdom in the end. So you have people that run it. Everything that everyone sees on the internet, on social and stuff about Dubai, that's not the real Dubai. That's a small little part. You go a little bit out, like drive 40 minutes out of where the Borge is and all that, and then you'll see like the average salary over there. You can hire somebody for 500 USD per month. Damn. All the people from India, Pakistan here, they'll go to Dubai. A lot of people that are in Dubai that are legit, but it's a community. They all know each other. All the new ones going over there, it's all whatever. But Dubai is the place to enter from Dubai into a lot of other areas.
Yes. Notice the environment before we start. Pay attention. Ready?
What's this guy gonna do?
It's just me. I don't work for Marvel. I don't got no team. You feel me? It's me in my backyard. It's time to accept the truth, bro. It's only gonna. You feel me? This is. Notice the environment. Now notice me in the environment.
Got a little windier.
You see that? Notice the environment.
Okay, it's windy there. This guy. Hey, this went viral, y'all. Put a camera in front of you. This went viral. You never know. This guy got millions of views. Made it on my channel.
I'm going to say something so real right now.
Yeah.
I left all the big banks in California and everything is in Wyoming with small banks that will not miss your deposits or they're not owned by a corporation. They're owned by a rich oil man. So I moved all my shit away from the corporations.
There you go.
And I just think the world's in a weird
Support
spot
small
and you
business.
don't know what's really going to happen.
When are you guys going to actually start deporting some meaningful numbers of people? You guys aren't doing what the fuck you're elected to do. We wanted you to round up all these people, whatever the fuck that means and whatever it takes, and get them the fuck out of here. Stop pussyfooting around, bro. Come in with your hammer and swing it. That's what you were elected to do. Nobody's been arrested. Nobody's been held accountable. Nobody is even really talking about it anymore. Y'all talk big shit when it was time to vote, but here you are trying to play business as usual. We don't want you to play business as usual because we recognize the other side is so far fucking gone. If they were to get power back again, they will try to kill their opposition because guess what? A lot of us can read history. You need to step it the fuck up.
When you begin to study history, you begin to realize during the feudal age, when the peasants kind of worked on the land of the feudal kings, the feudal lords, they only worked 140 days out of the year. The other 200 days they chilled. They didn't work. So today we work more than the peasants. Most people work more than the peasants used to and have less to show for it. They have no land, they have no house, they have nothing. It's the illusion of slavery. It's the illusion of freedom. Back in the day, you at least knew you were a slave. You knew it. You had to buy your freedom. Today, you don't know you're a slave. Instead of cracking a whip, they've just printed money out of thin air and told you it's valuable and this is what you're supposed to work your entire life for. I don't work for money. Fuck that.
Hey, when was the last time we checked in on Better Goods at Walmart? Because they've got dye-free sprinkles now. All of these are artificial dye-free. Same with this sanding sugar. All of this, artificial dye-free. All three of these are artificial dye-free. It appears to just be the Better Goods brand right now. The Great Value ones next to it still have artificial dyes. So way to go, Walmart.
This is a very, very messy situation. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but I have no idea why a 54-year-old man is dating a 19, 20-year-old. I know y'all like to be out here bragging about smashing these young things, but that's not a flex to me. You 54 years old. You should be laid up with your wife and kids, taking your cholesterol medicine, minding your damn business. We need discipline and stability. That's. And I ain't talking about just Shannon. I'm just talking about all of us in general. Men need discipline and stability. Find you one woman and settle your ass down, okay?
I agree with you, but it's not against the law.
I was trying to give Shannon Sharpe a warning. I was trying to give his fans a warning. I was trying to give y'all the clues to understand this idol that you put on this pedestal. Onk. And he's, Club Shay Shay. And Jason, you just don't like him because he's black. I'm like, no, you don't know him. I do know him. I know what transpired at Fox Sports. You're going to get embarrassed. And if he doesn't humble himself, repent, submit, he's going to get embarrassed. And I tried to warn y'all, and no one wanted to hear it. And so I circled back. We found this clip, and when we dig back, we can find the clip from a year ago with Charlie Dixon. But I circled back in January when the Joy Taylor thing popped off. This is in January. And I was like, hey, be careful here. Be careful here, Shay Shay. Humble yourself. You could get yourself in a lot of trouble because you have an amazing HR file. There was an HR file at CBS Sports. There was an HR file at Fox Sports. I want to play you SOT number 9. This is just a reminder of me trying to warn you of what was going to transpire.
I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this? A little bit over 20,000 square feet. 3 or 4 levels. Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather was once the epitome of boxing success and financial prowess, but recent revelations suggest a different story. Stephen A. Smith questions the stability of Mayweather's empire. Could the undefeated champ be facing his toughest opponent yet? Financial ruin. Let's break down the $402 million scandal that's shaking the boxing world.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we on ESPN, this car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. It's close to $15 million. You're right. It's close to $15 million.
And you don't drive them.
No.
Floyd Mayweather has spent years branding himself as the highest paid athlete on the planet, boasting about $100 million paydays every time his name hits the headline.
So I came in this morning and they put me up in OPUs because they didn't want to schedule any actual fulfillment team members because somehow a multi-billion-dollar company say they ain't got enough payroll for them. But they got enough payroll for 8 brand new RFIDs that's going to cost you a few $1,000s. But it's not like we don't need them, because this is what the fitting room is looking like. It is just clothes everywhere. It is carts on carts that are just overflowing with stuff. And not to mention our back room over here is just pallets of repacks that are...
Like, quick interruption. That's just one Target. That's just one Target. Every Target in America, every Walmart looks like that. Where do they put the trash? Right? They throw it in the oceans, it washes up on people's shores, and overconsumption. We as Americans overconsume, y'all.
Full from clothes from today to a few weeks ago. I mean, it's hard enough trying to find the stuff with an RFID. Imagine trying to find it without one of them. Now, our store is just a complete disaster. I mean, there is just stuff
look at
everywhere.
Target.
Even with the truck line being full, the floor is full of U-boats and flats and pallets that are just lined up down all the aisles back here. There's just no room for anything. And oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Let's play a game called Find the Fire Extinguisher. Yeah, no you can't. It's behind all the fucking boxes. Not to mention the powder cat litter that's about to fall right above it. And then you got the other side of our back room that is just full of U-boats and flats of backstock and poles from I couldn't even tell you how long ago, not to mention just the random pallets of stuff and even the signing pallets back here, because it ain't gonna fit in the fixture room, because this what the fucking fixture room looking like. Someone please send some help over to this store.
Look, we done found out where the kickbacks from Ukraine were going to, and both parties are guilty, the Democrats and the Reptilicans. Check it out.
Ukrainian officials released the kickback numbers they gave U.S. politicians. Joe Biden, 92 million.
Kickback.
Mitch McConnell, 89 million.
Kickback.
Nancy Pelosi, 86 million.
Kickback.
Chuck Schumer, 66 million.
Kickback.
Lindsey Graham, 82 million.
Kickback.
Mitt Romney, 71 million.
Kickback.
John Cornyn, 41 million.
Kickback.
Adam Schiff, 62 million.
Kickback.
Dan Crenshaw, 20 million.
Kickback.
Elizabeth Cheney, 77 million.
Kickback.
Kevin McCarthy, 42 million.
Kickback.
Now do you understand why they're out there screaming at the top of their lungs to get rid of Elon and Doge?
Kickback when you give your money to Ukraine. You expect that. Kickback when you front like you giving military aid. Kickback. It's the big kickback. I can do wheeling. I can do stealing. Yes, they can. But they don't do no damn feeling. I can dig slapping. They ready.
Giants might be real. There are some very big doors on some buildings that are just, you can't find them at Home Depot or Lowe's.
You're talking about like on castles and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen it in movies where it's like a 2-story door.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always wonder who's opening this thing.
The giants. It's proof that giants at one time walked the earth.
Well, that wasn't that long ago. If those buildings are here.
But maybe they still walk the earth. But somebody's making very large doors. I think it's undoubtable, beyond a shadow of a doubt, proof that giants exist, maybe even today. There's no way that humans can make a door that big.
You know, we can hide from the giants, but the giants can't hide from us. They're too big. If there's giants today, we will be able to see them. They can't hide from us. Where are they going to go?
I don't know how they do it, but human beings can't make something that big.
It gets worse. So all the data on Earth right now, if you could combine
less than
all
1 kilogram.
Less than a kilogram.
But because the exponential rate of data increase is so high,
right,
25% per year
in
right now.
300 something years.
In 300 something years, we're going to wind up with a moon's mass worth of data on the Earth. And what's worse is that like 20 years after that, I think it was 20 years exactly after that, we wind up with an Earth's worth of mass on the Earth. It will go from weighing equal to the moon to weighing equal to the Earth itself, which means at that point the planet will be completely torn apart.
Unless we can find another way to store data.
Yes.
Like off the Earth maybe, or
Sure.
Or maybe we like tap into, you know, some sort of consciousness and we store everything there.
You could build supermassive structures out of like nanomaterials and whatever potentially to do something like this.
Yeah.
But here's where I want to go somewhere else with this. Where I want to go with this is in simulation theory, right? So think a little bit about this. Like, all right, you accumulate this much data, and this is what it would do to the Earth, right? And if you weigh a hard drive before you record data on it, it weighs less than after you record data on it.
Okay.
But we can't see this mass. I mean, you open up, suppose you're one of these very technically adept computer geeks, and you take the, you take the screwdriver to your computer opener. Where the fuck is the mass? You can't see it.
Right.
Even in these giant servers, 340 years from now, once there's a moon's worth of mass in terms of information on the Earth,
right,
you can't see it inside the servers. Is there any other example of mass that we can't see in the universe? Yeah, it's called dark matter. Okay.
I got it.
Here's where it gets creepy, man. Here's where it gets really creepy.
Just remember, your pet sees a lot more than you do. Watch this. There's nothing there, right? Look at the dog's
Cheers,
reaction,
y'all.
y'all.
Happy Friday.
That's not normal dog behavior. That dog
nice
knows
plants.
something's there. That dog is making eye contact with something. Check it out. Something is in that room with them. Somebody explain this in the comments. That dog is scared, y'all. Just remember, animals hearing and seeing is a lot more versatile and has more range than what we have. If you've ever seen your pet acting like this, something is definitely around that you cannot see, but your dog can. Or cat. Let me know in the comments if you have any weird stories just like this. As always, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay weird.
I think it's okay for somebody to say of themselves, look, I'm not a careerist. I am okay with the fact that I will never be an owner or a senior manager. I want to be paid fairly. I want to do decent work, but I want work to fit neatly in my life and not overwhelm it. And I'm going to look for a job where that is possible.
This is the second time this happened to me. Feel how heavy this is. Feel how heavy this is. Okay. How come this is supposed to be a lot heavier because it's got more weight on it than this one? This one's 1802. I put this on the scale. It's at 4.3 pounds or something. It has on here at 6.17. This is the second time this happened to me, but fortunately, I caught it this time before I was going home. Which one's heavier to you? This one, right? But if you look, this is only 2.98, 2.92 pounds or whatever it is. This is 6. This isn't 6 pounds, man. It's only 4, not even 4.5 pounds. You guys are charging people for 6.17 pounds. I'm glad I caught it this time because last time I took it home and I was out money on that. I want this, but I'm just bringing this to your attention. You're a manager. Something needs to be done about this because how many other people that don't realize this, that I'm not saying you, but the company in general is ripping off.
Everybody that's never been in the mountains here in Appalachia, however you want to pronounce it. I'll show y'all something. Look, now look out there. It looks safe to walk right through there. No problem, don't it? Check this out. I'm gonna walk. Just tell me when you see it. Tell me when you see it. You see
There
it?
it is.
Let's look. Right there in that stick. He's right there. There's his tail. There's his body. There's his head. Y'all be careful walking around these woods. And I work in it. Just be careful.
Michelin. It's snake season, y'all. It's snake season. They're popping up on my algorithm. Out here in the desert, you don't see them. They're even more camouflage than that one was, and that was camouflage. But out here, you don't see it until you hear that rattler. Now, people usually get bit. I think they say most people get bit on their hands because, like, they'll drop their phone and they'll go down. Because I've had some close encounters with rattlesnakes, right? I've had some very close because I was out running the mountains every day out there in Arizona. I haven't seen one where I'm at now, but you don't see them until they're ready to strike. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to strike unless, you know, you drop a phone and you go down and pick it up. Boom, that's when they get you. Or dogs in a bush sniffing. Like, I do not take my dogs hiking in the summertime. Heck no. Not in the desert.
The reason you've gone to a 2 or 3-star Michelin restaurant is because almost 100 years ago, the Michelin Tire Company wanted rich people from London and Paris to start driving to the countryside and stop by the gas stations and use up their tires, so they bought new ones. So they started favorably reviewing restaurants, hotels, and inns in the countryside, and then making a book that drove propaganda, and people started going there for the best foie gras.
I think I came across a glitch in the matrix. I was putting my clothes away and I came across this shirt, and nothing weird about that. But then I came across this shirt, the same exact shirt in a different part of the closet. And this is not a shirt that I buy multiples of. This is like kind of a special occasion shirt. And this one has the tag that I had cut out. And this one has the tag where I had cut it out. And I don't know, I'm kind of weirded out right now. I don't know, like, why these 2 shirts. These are not just tank tops. These are not basics. And I don't have a lot of clothes. I mean, okay, I kind of do. But I don't have a lot of clothes to wear. I forget what I buy. Like, this is a glitch in the matrix.
That spiral, that was over the UK.
Yeah, there's got to be more to it, right?
I saw this person talk about that this is not the first occurrence of seeing a spiral like this, and they documented photos in the sky going back to 1981. But then they compared it to old ancient carvings and drawings that look exactly like it.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Every part of the world, everyone has a drawing of a spiral. Ireland, 3200 BC, famous triple spiral, they called it a triskele, carved into entrance stones, possibly linked to the sun, life cycles, and astral journey. And then Scotland, Malta, and Spain, spirals, megalithic tombs, often pointing inwards. Some believe these are symbolic of the journey to the afterlife or altered states of consciousness. So people all over the world since early BC era were drawing these symbols that they were seeing in the sky.
They didn't have an explanation for it, and we still don't, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what are the reason they give? They gave just that. There's no confirmation of what exactly it was, right?
No. But then the Hopi tribe, Native American, they have a lot of these spirals, and it represents the connection between this world and the spirit world.
Wow.
That's what their spiral represented.
If there's no logical explanation, I guess I just got to do more research into it. But
If we asked Ada, she would just say it was the heart of Tafiti.
Yeah,
it does look like it though, huh? Disney.
What did Nicolas Cage do in New Orleans that might have got him cursed? You guys, this is an insane story and it really creeped me out, so let me tell you. In 2007, Nicolas Cage bought the LaLaurie Mansion, also known as the most haunted house in the French Quarter. Back in the 1800s, Madame Delphine LaLaurie tortured enslaved people there, doing these horrible medical experiments on them, and it was bad. But the crazy thing is that she got away with it. So with that dark history, the locals say that this mansion is cursed. But Mr. Nicolas Cage didn't listen to any of that. He bought that mansion, but little did he know that he would lose everything. His career took a deep dive and he owed millions of dollars to the IRS. So of course, everyone who knew about this speculated that the curse got him. And I mean, he even believed it himself, to the point where he did everything that he could to try to break it. He built this 9-foot pyramid-shaped tomb for himself to be buried in, right in the middle of a very historic New Orleans cemetery. And on the tomb it says Omnia ab uno, everything from one. Now the wild part is that he built it near the voodoo queen Mary Laveau's grave, thinking that this would break the curse. But if you didn't think it got worse than that, it definitely did. What I learned is that he actually dug up 2 graves to put it in that specific location. And just like our tour guide said, if he wasn't cursed before, he probably is now. And apparently he still feels that curse today. After he left New Orleans, apparently he only came back to film a movie, where he only left his trailer to shoot his scenes. Needless to say, something happened to him in that house, and only he knows what it was. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is real? And would you have moved into this house? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section.
Why are they able to buy 180,000 rounds of ammunition? Apparently there's 180 boxes with 1,000 rounds in each box of what they say in the news report of 308 and 7.62. This would weigh down the vehicle a lot. And as an indication that somebody's transporting something, or if you're in a war zone, it could be the indication of an improvised explosive device that's weighing down the vehicle. Now, the concerning thing here is that according to the affidavit, 150 boxes were 308. And it says the other 30 boxes were 7.62. Well, if you don't know a lot about ammunition, it's either in inches or in the metric system in millimeters. That's the same caliber. 308 is 7.62 by 51. Now, the 30 boxes could be 7.62 by 39, but I thought they would likely delineate that. Like, hey, we have 30 boxes of AK ammo and 150 boxes or 150,000 rounds of 308. So apparently these guys had a very specific task and purpose of coming to the country, buying ammunition and transporting it directly to Pueblo, Colorado. Now, I'm asking the question, how is it possible that a non-citizen could go into a ammunition store in Salt Lake City, Utah, and buy 180,000 rounds? Guys, we're not talking about like, hey, I'm buying a couple hundred rounds. It's like, oh, what are you using that for? Oh, we're doing a training thing. Oh, okay. Like, you're American citizen, people ask questions, more so out of curiosity. You're 2 Mexican guys who come in, you're not American citizens, and the actual charge, which is interesting, is both Salas and Guevara were both charged with unlawful possession of ammunition by aliens admitted under a non-immigrant visa, the Fed said. and they were obviously rolled up and then handed over to ICE. How is 2 non-U.S. citizens going into an ammunition store and loading up a van with 180,000 rounds? So their intent was go to Colorado and then eventually drop it off in Pueblo, Colorado. They had marching orders. Now, if you're not familiar with Pueblo, Colorado, let me just show you right here where it's at. And I'm very familiar with Pueblo, Colorado, because when I was stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado in 10th Special Forces Group, I was a team sergeant there. I was told, hey, if you're going to come live here, stay away from Pueblo, because it was crime ridden and had a lot of cartel that were there. It's known for having cartel that are there and active. Talking specifically to law enforcement officers, I moved to Monument in the opposite direction. Why would Pueblo, Colorado be significant in this narrative? Well, here's a few things. One, Pueblo, Colorado is like the backyard of Fort Carson, Colorado, home of the 4th Infantry Division, 10th Special Forces Group, an aviation wing. The list goes on and on. It's right there. And the other important and significant thing in proximity is that Northcom's headquarters is based in the area. Drive up the road to Denver, Colorado. It's open source information. Guess who else is there? The headquarters of the NSA. So a very strategic location if you're trying to do something really bad. Now, when you hear this ammunition thing, you're like, oh man, that's a lot of ammunition. Like what could that be used for? Now, the inclination is to think that the .308 round is potentially used for a rifle. Like, I don't know, a bolt action rifle. That's, most of us default to that because that's what you would use a .308 round in.
That's your question.
Now, I don't think, this is just my guess, I think the cartel had some pull with this ammunition. Who's going to sell somebody 180,000 rounds? A normal gun shop's going to sell somebody 180,000, right? You knew somebody that knew somebody there. We're going to transfer it over here and then probably take it to Mexico. I don't think they were going to do some inside attack thing. I don't think they want that smoke with America, y'all. I mean, I can only speak from the movies I see. They don't do nothing on our side of the border. They might come do some deals and stuff, but they don't go out and, do something like a mass event here. It would be over for them. It'd be over. So that's what I think. I think they had some pull with this ammunition company that maybe had some pull with some government thing, right? Because it's all right there. That's what I think, y'all. Because who sent all the guns to Mexico? The government, right?
The fuck's it got to do with me? I don't give a fuck about the Japs. What the fuck is wrong with you, Joe?
Well, I know we don't have to worry about it.
This is fucking too much.
You're right.
This is the first podcast I'm done that I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're right.
Enough with this shit.
You're right.
And politics, enough. COVID is over. If you took the fucking needle, fuck you. If you didn't, now they just found out that fucking the flu shot don't work. I could have told you that 25
not
fucking years ago.
Not only does it not work, it makes you 25% more likely to get the flu.
And I'm a GED type of fucking motherfucker, so knock it off. I hate all this shit. I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? The fuck?
I'm scared too.
Yeah, about Japanese. Listen, man, that's what the problem is. We're worrying about, this is what the internet fucked us.
That's true.
This is why we have retards walking around believing everything, because I forgot what I was going to tell you.
Stoned to the gills, forgot what he was talking about. But anyways, y'all, there you go. An hour and 10-minute long video. I gotta do a little editing. Some things I know is gonna get a copyright, so I gotta take it out the video. It's probably gonna be about an hour and 7 minutes, y'all, on a Friday night for you guys. You gotta leave a thumbs up for that, y'all. Let me know what you guys are up to tonight. What's going on? Me, probably just a hike. Mama Bear just told me she wanted some carne asada for dinner, so I'm probably gonna go buy that after I edit this video. Let it soak and simmer in that carne asada seasoning for a few hours before I cook it, but that's the plan today. Mama Bear did a 36-hour fast, y'all. She's a strong woman. I struggle with that, y'all, but she busted out a 36-hour fast. So she wants some carne asada, y'all. So that's what we're gonna get, some carne asada for dinner. That's what's on the menu for me. Let me know what you guys got going on. I'm out of here, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow on the next one. Later.